Hey everybody. So this is my top 365 movies, or 365 days of movies. 1 year of movies, one movie a day. I rate them from 365 down to number one. I don't know if anyone's going to keep up with it, but let me know what you think about the rating I give a movie, or the place that I put the movie in my list. And if you want me to elaborate and do a deeper dive into a movie and do a full review, maybe even a full video essay, let me know. I'd love to discuss these movies in the comments, so let me know what you think. Number 359, Sin City, rating 6.42, released in 2005. Directed by Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez. Starring Jessica Alba, Benicio del Toro, Brittany Murphy, Clive Owen, Mickey Rourke, Bruce Willis, and Elijah Wood. In this quartet of neo-noir tales, a mysterious salesman narrates a tragic story of codependency, while a musclebound vigilante tears his way through the criminal underworld in search of his lost love. In another part of the city, a grizzled cop foils the ambitions of a child killer, and an ex-prostitute evades her ex-pimp with the help of a new boyfriend, Dwight. I was not necessarily the biggest fan of Frank Miller. He's a comic book writer and artist that he did the Dark Knight Returns, and there's other seminal works that people who love comics are huge fans of, so they were really looking forward to Sin City. A roommate of mine at the time, the only graphic novel or comic books that he was a fan of was Sin City and the Tintin comics. So I would say that that Frank Miller kind of transcends comic books, that regular individuals can enjoy his works, much like the way that The Watchmen is, and Sandman is. The fans of those series are not necessarily comic book fans. They're not reading other comic books. They're usually just a fan of Watchmen, or a fan of Sandman, and a fan of Sin City. Now, I went out to theaters and watched this, and it's a great movie, and I think for me, it appealed to me more than the graphic novel, just because it's a much more visual story than most comics, and comics are very visual stories, but it has a flow to it, and the flow is interesting in panel form, but even more so in movie form. And this is one of those comic books, much like The Watchmen, where the director, and also V for Vendetta, where the director really stuck to the material and made a really strong, faithful adaptation. In fact, I remember saying, I was talking on a forum one time about how Watchmen was the most faithful adaptation of a comic book movie, and someone corrected me and said it was Sin City, and I don't really know, because I haven't read and reread Sin City enough times to know, but they had, and a lot of people agreed with them, so I guess Sin City is the most faithful adaptation of a comic book movie. And I remember also downloading at one point in time on torrents, before I stopped, pirating stuff. I was downloading the Sin City, and they had comments on the different torrents, so you could figure out whether you were getting spam or whether you're getting possible viruses and stuff like that. And one of the comments was someone complaining about how the color was off, and how it was just the color went away and came back, and there was no color, and then it was splashes of red, but it wasn't working. It was a bad file or whatever. And I don't know whether it was someone trolling, now that I think about it, but back then I just assumed this person was serious and just didn't know that the movie's supposed to be in black and white with splashes of color. but I just found that hilarious. So go check out Sin City if you haven't watched it already. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a dark movie, but it's a well-made movie. Hey everybody, this has been 365 Days of Movies. We're going to keep plowing ahead. So let me know what you think of this movie, and if you want to discuss it further, comment below. If I get a lot of interest, I may very well make a full review of the movie, maybe even a video essay. So let me know what you think, and let's get to the next one.